the world of colors. I'm Colors. Today we're going to be making a hula dancer gnome, and here she is. I've made two so far. I've made this one and the other one's Tiki bar, and the one we're making today is Sunshine. So I'll show you how to make her and what we're going to be using in just a moment. So I'm going to show you what we're going to need now to make Sunshine. That's today's hula dancer. We're going to need this spring fling headband. I'm using the pink ones from Dollar Tree. Some 1-ply jute from Dollar Tree. Our fur, we're going to be using 2 3x8 pieces of black fur for the front ponytails, and a 4x6 piece for the top of her hair, and a 6x8 piece for her back hair, all in the black fur. And then we're going to be using, for our fleece, we're going to be using a kind of a terracotta orange color. I got this at Joann's. We'll be needing 2 8x9 pieces of this for the arms, and a 16-inch tall by 18-inch wide piece for the body. And then we'll be using 2 5.5 by 8-inch pieces for the headpiece. And this is a real warm yellow from Joann's. And we'll also be using 2 of the grass skirts from the Dollar Tree, the natural grass skirts, a flamingo from the Dollar Tree, a tinsel flamingo. We're going to be using this orange paint from Tesser's Craft Paints made by Rust-Oleum. It's just called orange. And then we're going to be using this sign from Dollar Tree, which I've used all the names on the signs for each of the hula dancers that I've made, and today's the last one, Sunshine. We're going to be using these leis from Dollar Tree. They come 5 or 6 in a package, all the different colors. We're going to be using the yellow, and then some flowers from Dollar Tree. Today I'm concentrating on the pinks and yellows, was what I was trying to do. A smaller accent one and the larger ones to go on, 3 different kind of flowers to go on the headpiece. And then I wanted to show you, I'm going to use this Sunshine sign today for her to hold. And I also needed 3 1.5-inch wooden balls for her hands and for her nose. So I wanted to paint them in the orange, and the easy way to do it would be just to put a tiny bit of glue on your wood ball and glue them on your sign, and then go ahead and paint them while they're glued on here. And then as we go through the video and I need them, I can just pop them off of here. And when we're ready for the sign, we won't have any wood balls on there anymore, and we'll glue the sign on and we'll be all set. So that's how I'm going to do that today. So that's all we're going to need to make her, and I'll be right back and we'll get started. So we're going to use this 16-inch tall by 18-inch wide piece of off orange, terracotta type orange fleece. And we're going to glue it along the 16-inch sides together. We're going to glue the 16-inch sides together. I just want to come back about 1/4 of an inch. I'm gonna let that set up and I'll be right back with you. Take your body piece, once you get that 16-inch side set up, and you just wanna bunch up the end of it in your fingers. Like that, and then take the rubber band and put the rubber band around it. And then take some 1-ply jute and tie it off to secure it. And then you can take the whole thing and turn it right side out. I'm just kind of pulling it into shape here. And you take your little bag. Now you have the seam will always be in the back for the whole project. And we're going to take it like this and put some marbles in the bottom. And then after you get your marbles in the bottom, we're going to fill it up with polyester fiber fill. And I'm going to fill mine to the top, and I'll be right back with you. So I've got this all filled up, and then I put a rubber band around the top, and I secured it with the 1-ply jute. And now the next thing I wanted to do was to take a nose. I'm pulling this nose right off of this sign that I made, but comes off and you have a little spot there, and that's the spot we glue on, so our nose is all painted ahead of time. So right there's the back seam. You can put a little piece of masking tape here to remind you where that's at. So I'm going to put the nose on there. And we'll let that set up. So we want to take one of the 8 by 9 inch pieces of fleece for the arms. And we're going to go ahead and glue it together. Let that set up. So I've got that all set up, and I want to turn it right side out. And we'll stuff it with polyester fiber fill. about like that. Get a little in here. And then you want to kind of tunnel down the middle to make a spot for your roller. Always put the rollers in the arms. Mostly always. And then take your rubber band and tie them up on the ends. This will be the end that we attach to the body. And this will be the end that we attach the hand to. Pull that down a little bit. We'll reinforce our rubber bands with the one-ply jute. I'm going to take the last 1.5 inch wood balls from the sign where I glued them, and we're going to glue that right on the end of the roller for the hand. Put it right in there. And I'll be right back with you. I had the other arm done, and now I'm just gluing on a couple of the flower pieces. On the wrist. And now both the arms are ready to be glued onto the body. So what we want to do is find that seam back here and glue with the seam on the arms down so you can't see it, and then glue on that each side of the seam like that. So I'll get some glue on this. And I'll stay on this side of the seam. And I'll let that set up, and then I'll put the other one on, and I'll be right back with you. I've got the arms attached. The next thing I thought we'd do is put on the hula skirt, which is made by using 2 of these natural color hula skirts from Dollar Tree. And I measured them down from the top 7 inches. And I cut this one. And the thing of it is to get it thick enough, you want to put it around twice. So we'll put it around the first time. It's got little ties at the end. Like that, for our first time. And then for the second one, I'll show you how I cut the first one. I just measured it down 7 inches from the top and took my sharp scissors and I just cut it right across while it was still in the package. Like that. So, pull that out of there. And now I'll take this from the front to the back. And tie it just like I just did in the front. Just tying it back here. And then I went around with my glue gun and I tacked it down. And I'll get that finished and let it set up. So I've got the grass skirt all attached. And the next thing we want to do is take our spring fling headband in pink. What I'm doing with the colors is the sign that she's going to be holding up is sunshine. And so I'm trying to get the colors to coordinate with the sign. So I got pink for this headband. We'll just take the flowers off of it. There we go. And then we're going to glue them in place for her top. I guess my top wants these flowers. I'm going to get those centered right on the nose like that. And then glue those right in place. Make sure I have that right. And then what we want to do is take the bottom part of these headbands right past where the flowers are here, and we're just gonna break it off like that. Like that. Won't be using this part, but we will be using these. And what we want to do is glue them from under the arms. It looks like it's going to look like the side of the top coming down like that on both sides, which you'll only be able to see it slightly once we get the back hair on. So I'm going to glue those on. like that. And I'll be right back with you and we'll start putting the hair pieces on. The next thing we're going to do is put on the hair in the front, the ponytails. And I'm going to take the two 3 by 8 inch pieces for the ponytails. And you just kind of squunch them up at the top. See, I'm using these long glue sticks. It wasn't my intention when I went to the store to get the long glue sticks. Although I kind of like them. But that's all they had. So that's what I've been using. I'm getting kind of used to them. And I'll probably be looking for them in the future when I get more glue sticks. So you want to put this right on the side of the nose, like that. And I'll do the other one. And then we'll just turn her around and take that 6 by 8 piece of black fur for the back. And then what we want to do for that is down at the bottom on the back, you want to glue the corners in a little bit to give the hair some shape. So bring that up a little bit. I'll show you again. Just put your glue like a V in the corner here and bring your hair up like that. And then is what we want to do on the back is we want to get it glued in this area here. We want to make sure that the headpiece covers up the top of this hair. So put our glue on there. Kind of find the middle. And we're going to get that all glued into that spot. And I'll let that set up. And then we'll do the headpiece. So I took out the two 5.5 by 8 inch pieces of yellow fleece to make the headpiece. So what you want to do is just take these two squares and leave them together like that. Take a pair of sharp scissors and just go right around and make a hat shape. I want to stay right close to the edge. And I'm going to glue these together and I'll be right back with you. So I'm just finishing gluing this hat together, these two pieces. We'll let them set up. So now we have it set up and I'm going to turn it right side out like that. And it's just a holder for our pieces, our headpiece right here. It's a holder for our flowers and our top of her head, really. We're going to be able to see the top of her head. on this one. So we want to put our polyester fiber fill inside of it. And then we'll get it glued on, just like this. We'll glue it on the top of her nose, her arms, and her back. Like that. Okay, I'm going to let that set up. So I've got this cap glued on. I've got it glued on the sides and on the back. All the way around, we've got this cap glued on. And then what we're going to do is, and I used yellow for this one. The other ones I've used aqua for the cap. And because it's going to go so well with the sign. And what we want to do is take our flowers from the Dollar Tree, and I picked these 3 flowers here, and we want to glue them onto the hat like I've got done on this one here. I did big ones and then the little accent ones, 2 different colors of big ones, and the accent one all the way around the head. But not the top of the hat, because that's where the hair is going to go. So you just want to this one I can pull off. And just keep working your way around here. And that's probably what takes the longest of making this hula dancer, is gluing the flowers to the hat. Maybe a half an hour to do that. So I'll work on mine while you work on yours, and then I'll be back when I'm finished. I'm still gluing on the flowers onto the front, and I'm working my way around the back. I wanted to show you, this is how high up you need to go. Just like that, all the way around. And I'll be right back with you. So I've got the flowers glued all the way around on her headpiece. Like that. So we're leaving this part without any flowers on it. So this is what we're going to do next. You're going to take a sharp pair of scissors, and you want to just cut off about 1 inch on the top here, making a hole going down. And then what we do is we want to put, get a little space here. We want to drop some glue down into here. And then just bring this all the way down like that. And so what we're doing is making a place for our little head toupee type piece that we're going to make. So we're going to hold this down like this until it sets up. So I've got that glued down. This is what it looks like. What you're doing is you're gluing it down to the top of the stub down here. Mm-hmm. So you get it all glued down there and make your spot. And then what you want to do is make like a little toupee to go there. So it looks like the flowers are going around the hair all the way down. But this is how we have to do it. to get that result. You want to take your 4" by 6" piece of black fur and then just flip it over with your comb, and you want to kind of part it in half. So you're making your little toupee. You get it like that, and then we're gonna glue it the sides over. Like that. And we're just gonna put a little glue in here. You're just making a little, we don't want the ends of the hair to be sticking out. We want it to be like that. And we're gonna glue it in like that to the top and use some hairspray to hold it down good. So put a little bit more glue in there. I'm going to hold this down, get this to stay down for me with some firm holding hairspray. And we'll put some more on once we get it in glued into there. I'm going to let this dry and I'll be right back with you. Got the little toupee type piece ready. And what we'll do is we'll put some glue on the top here. Like that. And then what we're going to do is take our little toupee piece and just glue it down into here. I'm trying to get the ends in as best I can. And then I'm going to hold it down good and let that set up. Okay, so the last thing we want to do is glue on the little tinsel flamingo. And then we're going to glue it on the parrot side. So that's where we have room to glue them. And just put them on there. So just put them up against there. And I'll let him set up. We got them all finished now. We've got Tiki Bar, Paradise, and Sunshine. They're all really cute hula dancers. And I'm going to put mine in my foyer. So thanks for coming in and spending this time with us today. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe.